Hello and welcome. I am Exit Light and this is my channel. I thought that today I would take you along shopping with me. I thought we'd head on over to eBay and see what we can find that is haunted. Some silly things, some rather disturbing pieces, some nice objects, and some not so nice objects. I'm gonna put the pictures of the page up for you so that if you are inclined to purchase one of these objects, you can head on over there. And good luck to you. Before we get started, if you would please give this video a thumbs up. If you'd like to be subscribed, go ahead and push that subscribe button. And if you'd like to be notified of my content when it goes live, please click that bell, but pay attention because the bell has a new feature and it's going to ask you how often you'd like to be notified. Please click until you get the option you'd like. Alright, here we go. First, let's meet Dippy Joe. We're going to read what the seller has to say about old Joe. Dippy Joe is not a toy to be played with. Meet Dippy Joe. This is the name we keep getting on my voice spirit box and my Ouija board. He is a spiritual clown hobo vessel that is 17 inches tall from the top of his head to the bottom of his feet. Yes, his name is Dippy Joe. This is what we kept getting over and over on our Ouija board and spirit voice box. His eyes seem to put a spell on you for some reason. He is so mesmerizing. We have a very old cemetery that is behind our home, and we believe that he is buried in that cemetery. We asked if he was buried close to us, and it spelled out, "Closer than you know." This was all given to us through many Ouija board sessions with Dippy Joe. Dippy Joe the clown likes to play with the lights and the TV, the radio, and much, much more. I got his name first on my spirit voice box and confirmed it on my Ouija board. He seems to be a happy clown vessel so far. His name fits him perfectly with his wide smile. I got him around 29 years ago. So, if you would like a haunted clown hobo vessel of your own, here's where you can get one. Dippy Joe. Moving on. The next one is a photograph. It's described by the owner as antique haunted woman, scary, mean, screaming killer, ? Photograph. That's a lot for just a photo. Then the seller goes on to say, this one is of an older lady, I think. This photo has been known to scream and berate her husband, Maynard. I also think she killed her husband, but that's just a belief on my part, going on a very uncomfortable vibe my husband and other male visitors feel when viewing the photograph. And I'm going to leave this as PG. So, this photo has been known to scream and berate her husband Maynard. The photo is not active, if in a photo book. Apparently she'd rather hang on a wall, or as I display her at times, on a small display stand. So, if you yourself would like to buy a antique haunted woman, scary, mean, screaming killer ? Photograph, here's where you can go get it. Just check that picture out. I don't know. I don't really want a photo of you screaming anything at me, let alone Maynard. Moving on. This one is a haunted Dybbuk box sealed with content from paranormal estate. It's active and very old. Let's see what the owner has to say about it, shall we? This very old, heavy wooden box with ominous emanations, sealed with wax and a small brass lock. This object is from an extremely rough estate near Southampton County, Virginia. The original owner was a collector of the occult and paranormal. This box has an overall feel of regret and sorrow, and a less pronounced emanation of a mildly evil presence. It has manifestations of a slightly sweet, sickly odor, and will occasionally feel cool to the touch. If I'm ever in the position to join Farmers Only, I think I'm going to use that as my description. What do you think? Anybody gonna swipe right? So, if you are in the market for a Dybbuk box sealed with wax that has a slightly odd personality attached, still lovable, here's where you can get it. Moving on. This next one, in all seriousness, every single time I come to this page, this one has made me feel nauseous. Very nauseous. So, keep that in mind when asking yourself if you should purchase this. I am gonna pass. I have tried to do this part of this video about 8 times. Let's see if I can get through this. This old, large, approximately 27-inch voodoo doll is dressed in power colors, typically seen in use of power rituals. It is also adorned with a tooth and 6 old buttons, and according to the info I was given from the collector, each button represents a different spirit that is used during a ritual for obtaining its power. The colors, and on some the type, coincide with each voodoo spirit. The information regarding this will be included on paper with the doll. Look, I made it through it. Let's move on, shall we? I don't want to stick around here any longer than necessary. Here we go. A haunted Edgar bunny. A wise old soul, a true gentleman, positive energy, and protective. I think I'm going to buy him right now. Here is Edgar's description. Edgar is a lovely addition to any collection, as well as ideal for the novice collector. Standing 19 inches tall from the tip of his ears to his dusty bottom of a chenille type fabric with a blue checkered bow at his neck. He needs a bath for certain, as his hindquarters are quite sooty, but you'll never find a fellow as sweet and patient, wise or pleasant as Edgar. He seems an old soul, full of sage reason and helpful advice, stoic and reserved. Most of the time, though, he has been known to be very silly, and on occasion, and quickly apt to resume his normal calm demeanor. He prefers pendulum communication, telepathy, and dream walking, where you may hear him more than see him. He has been known to call attention to things randomly that you might notice and brush off until they figure prominently in your life soon after. He is protective of his friends and family, excellent with other spirits and animals in all forms. Who he was in life is still a mystery, as he shies away from talking about himself generally. You may choose to do some investigation or rely on your own intuition. Intuition. That's the word. That he helps you develop. Please ask any questions you may have, and thanks for visiting. I don't know, but this one gives me the exact opposite feeling of the last one, which is nice. Very nice. So if you are in the market for a kindly bunny who gives you good advice and is protective, I'd say you better hop on over there and jump on this one. This next one is haunted doll spirit, extremely active, Helen. Let's read what they say about Helen, shall we? Helen has a no-nonsense, I want to see your manager haircut. No, that's not what the owner said about her. I just wanted to add that part. Here's what the owner says about her. I found Helen in an abandoned cottage in Virginia. We were communicating with spirits and she called to me. She has been something else. I keep her locked up at night. There is also an evil, hateful spirit attached to the doll as well that I have a hard time communicating with. Not sure of the name. Haven't gotten that far with him. The other spirit is Helen. Between the two, there have been a lot of noise and upsetting of the animals. Things are always falling around her, lights going out in the room. As soon as she came into my home, I began to notice activity. She instantly began to pick up on EVP. At first, she was a little frightened of all the other spirits using the board, and she gave me details about her life. I began to hear whispers coming from Helen. I hear running around the house. I felt someone grab my hair several times. Not sure if that was Helen or the other spirit. Helen is highly communicative. She speaks through telepathy, EVP, spirit board, and tarot, as well as with other spirits on occasion. So, if you want a doll who may or may not have an evil, vicious spirit inside of it, and also likes to pull your hair, hurt your animals, here she is. Here's Helen. Oh, by the way, Helen's eyes are scratched out. Ouch. Thank you for coming along this shopping journey with me. I really appreciate it. I hope that you found something you'd like to purchase. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Also, if you're not subscribed, please do that. And if you'd like to be noticed, if you'd like to be notified, go ahead and click that bell. Although I'll notice you. I'll know you're there. Hi, how are you? Thank you for coming, and good night.